No, you guys are late. What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday.
Hey.
We're doing this. We're live.
Did I click the link? Are we live?
We're live.
We're live. We're about.
I mean, we're on
live
John's
as
channel. Why would we start at 9 o'clock, guys? On John's channel, we start at 9:05. We are on time.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. Who had the bet? Wait, I saw someone 5 minutes late. Oh, David had the first 5 minutes late.
Dave have it?
5 minutes late.
I'm
David
sorry,
won.
guys. It's been crazy. Happy Thursday night. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, all right.
Doing all right.
It's a Thursday.
The GOAT. I don't know about the GOAT. Maybe the GOAT of being late, but I hope you gentlemen are doing well. We have a fantastic evening ahead of us. It's been a crazy couple days, and it's going to get even crazier this weekend. Let's start out the show by recognizing some amazing people here in the chat. We got some channel member super chats. Vern coming in at 3 months. Vern, thank you so much for your continued support.
Vern.
That is amazing. Magma coming in at 28 months. He says, happy PFO Toys for Tots auction. Let's go. Let's do it, Mark. 28 months, man. Over 2 years. That is insane. Let's see. Travis is here. Evelyn is here. U2's in the building. Shout out to U2. He actually sent over a bunch of packing supplies, so bubble wrap and tape, and we're very grateful.
But you know what? Susan also sent stuff for our auction as well.
I'm so sorry. I apologize. Is U2 is also Susan?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, awesome. I try my best to remember.
John, listen, I do the same thing. I've done this before. It's hard to keep everybody straight, and you know it happens. I can bail somebody else out every once in a while because I'm usually the wrong one.
Wonder is also Susan, so
that's also Susan. Yes.
Other Susan. Tommy's here. Matt's in the building. Dave is here, of course. I saw Dave dropping some comments earlier about Thrilljoy. A lot of Thrilljoy drama over the past couple days, and I gotta give a big kudos to Professor Josh here in a couple minutes. So we gotta circle back to that. Jetman's in the building. King of Funko. Stephanie, what's going on? We got a new channel member, ladies and gentlemen. Travis just became a member of Slapshot Pops. Travis, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Is that Travis? Is that Nikon Travis? That might be him. We got to get you into a group chat, so make sure to message us on Instagram. Jeremy's in the building. All right, it's Thursday night. It's been a wild week. How about you guys? What's going on with you guys?
I mean, yeah, wild week. Gonna keep it going. Keep it. I mean,
Josh, take it down a notch, bro.
I know it's so wild. I mean,
it's so crazy. Yeah.
No, it's every week's a wild week.
I think it's going to be definitely a wild weekend for John there. I think that's where the real.
Yeah, I'm already excited and nervous for them.
I'm already tired for them. I feel it already. Like I feel just tired for them.
You know, when I wake up on Sunday morning and then I'll be driving back actually from Indiana at that point.
You'll hear
probably
John's
a 5-hour drive home. I'll be listening to him on the thing still, and it'll be like 3 p.m. Because every year they're like, no, we're going to keep this to only 28 hours this year. They'll be on for 32 hours straight. You just watch what ends up happening. I know these crazy two young people.
It's actually wild too, because like it's the same weekend that Whatnot's doing this Unlock the Con or whatever End of Con season
con finale
promo. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of extra
nuts
on the app.
Yeah, I'm doing it tomorrow.
So Dave, it's funny you said that. Somebody offered to send us a case of Red Bulls. I don't do energy drinks, but definitely going to be drinking a lot of coffee.
I don't either. I can't do all that energy drink stuff.
I like Monster.
Do you? You know, I don't mind the taste of Monster, but I'm against all the energy drinks.
It's a lot of sugar.
I get too jittery. I can't even drink coffee after like noon.
Like I don't know. Like coffee, I think can be worse. Like I like usually like nitro cold brew or like cold brew coffee. So I think sometimes that has more caffeine than any of those energy drinks. And if you get like the strong like nitro cold brew,
yeah, I mean it
don't serve it anything bigger than like the grande at Starbucks because it's full of caffeine.
I don't know. It definitely messes with me big time. I start to taste color if I drink too many of those. If you know what I'm saying.
I mean, taste the rainbow. You need some.
No, I'm saying tasting colors. Like I'm just not good with that amount of caffeine.
Well, I got to give a shout out here to Mr. Tommy Retro. He has been a channel member now for 30 months. That's 2.5 years, ladies and gentlemen. So the dedication is real around here. Cross Saved also coming in at almost a year now, clocking in at 11 months. So kudos to you, Brian.
Big year. Yep.
Thank you for your support. Welcome to everybody coming in. First order of business, I am actually really proud of somebody on the panel here. It takes a lot of courage to stand up and put yourself in front of a camera and address an issue that is not just plaguing yourself, but also a lot of people here in the community. And that's Professor Josh. I thought you did an excellent job with your reel earlier. I think you said what needed to be said. And I think because of your voice, we actually finally got a message this afternoon straight from Brian Mariotti.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I hope I was part of that. I know other people. I saw it. I saw it in the community, and that's what I felt it, and I've only done this a few times. You guys know I only do this when I really see a issue with it and a problem with it. And the problem with this was you just need to communicate. Like if there's going to be issue, the thing I don't get about this is they only Brian posted it on Twitter, which is funny because Thrilljoy has no activity on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it now. So on X over there, which is good. He posted something from his personal account. This is, I think, the only account really he has probably a good number of following on and things like that too as well, for social media, because he does Soda Saturdays before and stuff like that. But I think, I just wanted them to say, hey, you guys need to listen to your people. You guys are just posting these fun social media posts with stacking pics and your collaborators or whatever. But hey, there's people that spent their money on your product and you have not given them any kind of inkling that they're not going to get their product on time. Like earlier this week, they should have known we have 10,000 more orders or whatever number of orders they have left. We're not going to be able to fulfill this. Let's get a message out there and let people know. So I'm glad to see something come out of it. I'm glad to hear that some people will be getting free shipping. I'm thinking a lot of people. So that's going to be a lot of really money profit that's going to hurt them. But I think it's the right thing to do. I think also then giving free shipping on another product if they can get you back. The one thing I don't like about this is still gives no timeline. But when people could expect their product, it just says we're working, which is fine. But I mean, if they're working at 60 days out now, if it becomes another month from now, I'm probably going to file a credit card dispute because I've been burnt too many times by companies that keep promising and don't deliver. And it's different when you communicate and things are coming and when things are going out. But I didn't even know. I thought it was weird that they had in this post that they didn't even have stuff in the States yet. They're having problems with getting things. Like he mentions customs. I mean,
they shouldn't be. The bottom line is you shouldn't be selling product that you don't even have in hand. That's just
call it a pre-order. That's fine. People know it's a pre-order and know the date. Like Funko's doing it right now, right? Like what's the pop they're selling right now for pre-order? Something the female basketball.
They had the Reba recently. I don't remember.
A couple pre-orders.
Yeah, there are a couple that they say they're not even coming to April. Well, people know they're not coming to April. People know in advance they're paying this money out. But this money, I think that's the biggest thing is you just have to be open and honest about it. And I'm glad I hope they took my advice because I said Brian needs to speak out about this. His name is on every one of these products. Every one of these picks has his name on the back. Mariotti, designed by Mariotti, whatever. Like, you need to... He's been radio silent since New York Comic Con, which I thought he would be all over, like, promoting, like, every week, go live, post something. He's taking that backseat CEO stance again, not a startup CEO. He's like backseat CEO where you don't see him. I'm sure he'll be in Vegas this weekend, probably partnering with Snoop Dogg and all those folks at the ConnectCon thing going on in Vegas. They're going to be there with bait, I guess. I hope we don't see any 24 pieces pulled over the weekend because people were told those were going to have a chance of getting them. If you haven't sent out their product deck and people start getting them at something else, hopefully they have something completely different. I think this is the perfect audience for their apparel line and stuff like that. At this other kind of more like music festival kind of con thing, you know, like I think that's hopefully the air they're going. But I know a lot of people have been they're waiting on their products. I know it's frustrating and sad and that, but at least they have communicated finally about that. If they kept silent, I think they would have just kept getting, every time they post something, they're going to get inundated with negative feedback.
Yeah, I mean, with as much positivity they had coming out of NYCC, really, communication is, I mean, that's the key right there. If you just have some communicate, because I'll be honest, like I'm one of those people, I didn't realize it was even a month, and I don't really, like, I'm not in a big rush. I could wait another couple weeks. I have no issue with it. Like, and I seen I mean, Josh, honestly, if you weren't saying anything, I wouldn't even know if it was 4 weeks, to be honest. But, you know, not everybody's in that situation. Some people have spent a lot more than I have. You spent more than I have as well. I mean, I've got 2 different orders. One,
some people have bought 10.
Yeah, and I placed one of the first orders on the thing. I think I got in before even you. And yeah, I mean, I haven't got shipping notification. At the same time, like,
one thing.
And that's why I'm saying a lot of people that have only ordered one thing were getting them. I ordered only one thing and I haven't got it, and I haven't got shipping. Like I said last week, again, I'm not as outraged by it because it doesn't, I'm fine. But with that being said, I get where everybody's at. And I do think, you know, it shouldn't take outrage before somebody said, because it literally, if they would have said something a week or 2 ago and just say, hey guys, we're working on this, we have this issue, that issue. Because I agree with you know, I think that they had a lot of pressure on themselves to get to NYCC. They had to, like, there was too much money on the line. They probably knew this stuff wasn't all in their hands. Like, you know, whatever the story was with not having, you know, that all could be legit. And maybe they don't have this stuff and they're waiting for it to come, you know, overseas still. You know, with that being said, all they have to do is just keep open lines of communication, because you're right. A lot of people, especially in the Funkoverse world over the last couple of years, have got burned by a lot of different companies. Mm-hmm. And yes, even though you have a big name tied to this, you know, there were some big names that went out over the last couple of years that kind of ruined all of our trust. Everybody here, I've got burned. You got burned, Josh. John's got burned. We've all got burned by different companies. So it doesn't feel good when, you know, and it's not like we, you know, again, I don't think that they're skipping out or anything like that. I wasn't worried at all because, like, it's, you know, if it was a couple more weeks went by, I don't care. I'm completely fine with it. I'm looking forward to receiving the stuff. But that being said, you know, people put their hard-earned money out there. They just want to know what's up. That's all you got to do. Yeah. And tell them what's up. And I think what they did today, at least, is a step forward. It just shouldn't have got to that point. You shouldn't have waited till the 4-week mark. Do it last week.
Because
it's going to be a couple more weeks, because that's most likely what it will be now.
It's completely like false advertising. I mean, and it's something that I actually kind of called Funko out on for doing with the Winnie the Pooh promo. Like, you advertised a product that did not arrive in the condition that you promised it at. This is much worse than, you know, a promo issue. This is the foundation of their whole company. And my takeaway from this, and I see some people in the chat saying, you know, they're not going to buy from them and everything. That's not, I mean, it's your decision at the end of the day. But here's the thing. I think companies now who are coming onto the scene after seeing Funko's success, you know, there's a lot of people that collect now. I think they are taking us for granted. I think they are just expecting that collectors are just going to show up and that we're just going to buy money. And Mike Becker has now announced that he has a new company coming on the line. And I think Funko even needs to realize, like, you still have to earn your customers with every single product that you put out, because you make one bad decision or you make one bad play, you're going to lose people. You're not going to lose everybody. And I bet you Thrilljoy has lost a lot of people this week. Now, they're not going to lose everybody that they got from the initial hype train, but I think they've lost a lot of people just because I sincerely think that they are taking the collecting community and the customer base for granted, that it's just going to be a layup. Like, all we have to do is make some products with 24-piece counts and cool chases, and people are going to show up. Yeah, some people are going to show up, but the issues are still, you know, prevalent and these are basic business to customer issues.
What's the one thing that we've been doing this for almost 4 years. What's the one thing we always hold Funko accountable for? It's that transparency. We wish there was more transparency. Yeah. They want to be the collectible company for the people. It's like, you got to have the transparency. You think, you think that's a no-brainer too. You just think that, and I'm saying this, it's easy to like sit back here. I'm not having to do anything, but they're putting themselves out there. They got to know what's expected.
Out of the three of us, Vince, I would say that you are actually the person who is most similar, because you are part of a family business. What happens if supplies don't get delivered on time, or an order isn't fulfilled? Do you guys just sit on it for 4 weeks?
No, listen, I'm the one that has to make the phone calls when that stuff happens, and I hate doing that. Like,
it sucks. Yeah, it sucks.
And I said that before. Like, I understand the business part of it, because I do own a business that I have to answer to customers for. And I think that's exactly what it is. And listen, none of us are going to disagree with that. Like, having, it's just, it's a shame that it's just started off a little bit rocky. And I think that they can work that stuff out. And I think they can get to a point. It's just, it's complete, it is frustrating. It's frustrating. You will lose customers. Like, for an example, no, you're not going to lose me over it, because I'm probably too easygoing. Like, I am. I just know that I am. There's other people that are, and it's not even about that. Like, it's just, you don't want to feel that way, especially when you've been burned before. You don't want to have to feel that way, especially something that you're excited about, because really that's where it's at. Most people were excited to get these in hand. They saw the 2 to 4 weeks, still willing to make that, commitment to it, still put their money where their mouth is and purchase a product. Then 4 weeks go by, you don't hear anything. And then, Josh to put something out there today, several other people, I think, started complaining a little bit more. And now that you get a response, it just shouldn't have been reactionary. It should have been,
it's funny. I told them exactly what to do. Yes. Like yesterday or the day before. I think I actually did it in my private DMs back to their social media person about my whole refund of shipping, which I don't know if now everyone's going to get a refund of shipping that probably ordered multiple orders, because those are all the people waiting.
And I don't even think they had to get to that point.
I don't think they had to. They could have easily started that communication earlier. Yes. And that's the problem. They didn't, because they want to be all sunshine and everything's great, but they're posting the social media posts like that. And that's what bugged me. It's like, you can post a happy stacking pics thing, but you can't post a regular update on like, hey, we know we're waiting for this from wherever you ordered from, Philippines, China, whatever your supplier is. It's being delayed. This is what's going on. There's been so many, so many other companies have done that. Great example. Someone mentioned this in the chat. I think Monster Pete mentioned about what about Transformer NFT. They actually said that they stopped it because there were so many damaged products. They couldn't deliver to people what was going on. There's some kind of major issue, and Drop sent out a communication as soon as they knew that these are going to be delayed, and they won't be ready till probably, I'm guessing they'll all have to be, like, a bunch of them had to be resent, most likely until like December. They said that, and they were pretty clear about it, which that takes a lot of guts from a company that is going to keep dropping stuff, but that's what needs to happen, and that's the right way to do it. I think you'll have your still negative feedback, but it's going to be a lot less if you keep that communication going. If you keep radio silence and start posting just happy posts, then you start getting people posting on your happy post all these negative things, and you get your couple people that are going to be posting, yay, this, that. A lot of people will be like, well, thanks, I haven't got my product yet, or hey, where's my product at, or hey, your customer service can't get back to me. And we talked about it last week. I mean, their customer service folks started 2 weeks ago, people. So just be aware, like, this is like, they're figuring it out, but they also need Ryan should know, this is communication 101. I actually am more excited to see what Mike Becker's doing, because I feel like Mike got out of Funko because he knew it was growing so big. He couldn't take care of it. He sold it to Brian Mariotti because he knew it wasn't like something he could keep growing to the next height. I feel like when you saw the making a fun and stuff like that when they kind of change it over. A little like Mike Becker wanted to still be a part of it, and he's been a great part of it. I think with him seeing this, look how this is. This is very homegrown startup feel. Like he's going to post throughout this whole journey.
Jess, you know what? That's actually that was something that I was going to say too. I think that, you know, I think especially nowadays, like it's different when you, regardless if you're a startup that's starting with, you know, $10 million or 15 million, you know, I don't know what they're putting into this thing, but it's got to be
starting
expensive.
with $100,000 of your own dollars, you know, whatever.
Regardless of, and regardless of that, like if you're running into problems, just let people know. I think people appreciate the honesty nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And they like to go along the journey with you, especially like Mike is very relatable, which I think is going to make that even, you know, maybe more successful. I don't think he'll try to bite off a gigantic amount of SKUs and products right out the get-go. I think that Mike and Brian are two very different people with two different directions. And I'm not saying one's better and one's worse, because you could still have issues. I think knowing, though, you got to be connected back to your consumer, connected back to your customer, make them aware of stuff. If you have hiccups and you got like whatever's going on, I think I appreciate that as much, if not more, than, like you were saying, the fun videos and that kind of thing. I like to be a part of something. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the beauty of a lot of these small designer toy companies that have kind of started from the ground up. Like we like to be on the journey with those people, and you know, definitely listen. We're giving advice. You know, I thought this was all just common sense, but you know, we're at where we're at. Hopefully, it's good to see that they're going to do something about it.
I mean,
I'm looking forward to getting this stuff. So I hope that they can get it corrected and get the stuff out for, you know, for everybody's sake.
I mean, if you look at it, that's what I mean. We do all run our own business in this Funko world as well, too. You know, as content creators, but also whatnot sellers. And we have to meet, like, if something goes wrong, if we don't get things out on time, if we're not open and honest, if something's going to be really late, you know, like, I get it. Like, John's going to be packing 1 million boxes this weekend, right? Like, if, oh no, they don't get out on Tuesday, I don't think people are going to be like, John, 2 days, business days. You didn't get
some people are. There's a lot of people that message us, and I don't think they follow our YouTube, but there are a lot of people that swim around in the whatnot ocean, and if we don't ship out their item, or if they don't see the item like moving within the USPS system the following day, like we had so many people message us this past week because Monday was Veterans Day, there was no mail. We had like 5 or 6 people just in our whatnot messages going like, hey, where's my item, how come you didn't ship it out, you know, XYZ. And Joanne and I are just sitting there like, hey, it's Veterans Day, like there's no mail today. Like, sorry, it's packed. I literally sent a picture of the bag of, you know, and that's why I'm showcasing it now a little bit more in our vlog, so people can see like, hey, we appreciate the orders, the money is awesome, you know, the business is great, here's everybody's orders, like we get them out as quickly as we can. So I understand people being frustrated with 4 weeks. Somebody mentioned Amazon earlier, and I think Amazon is kind of like, it's like a blessing and a curse. Like you could literally order something on Amazon and it can be here same day, but because it can be here same day, I think we are all now accustomed to having our stuff coming so quickly. That's not this issue. This issue is just you shouldn't be selling items that you don't have. And even if it is a pre-order, like you shouldn't, as a new company, in my opinion, you shouldn't be taking pre-orders. Like you should just, you need to build a reputation. You need to build the foundation, the building blocks of the brand of your company. And then I didn't like, actually, Josh, when they were responding to you, and they were responding to other people too, and saying like, hey, we're a startup, we don't have that many customer service reps yet. Like you can't have it both ways. You can't say, hey, we're going to be the next big up and coming collectible company, we're going to be super successful, come buy all our stuff, but don't message us because we don't have the stuff and we don't have the people to even message you back. Like you can't be both. You know, you have to like draw the line in the sand, either only release 1 or 2 products because you have a small base of resources, or go for it, release all your products, but you better have the people, the resources, the shipping, the email chain. Like you better have that all set up to take care of the issues that are going to come with, you know, selling and shipping all that product. So
I find it interesting though, as even a startup business, that I just feel like the people that are up top that we kind of know that are part of it are just up top and we know that are part of it. They're not actually involved. Like they're making the big deals, they're making the brand deals, the things like that. We're going to the next con, but do they? I don't even know where their warehouse is located. Hopefully, they even have
They
a
might not
warehouse.
even have a warehouse.
But, you know, like that kind of thing. Like, where is the warehouse located? Like, who's working it? Is Brian going in there on the weekends to help pack boxes?
Are you really wondering that?
Anyone? Like all the, but that truthfully, if someone, Vince, if you were back and you needed someone to run something out to a job site,
I go out. I've gone out myself.
Guess what? You have to. Like, I need to get
been
this
there.
Done. I want to make
fixing a machine last week.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I don't think. Sadly, you know, once you become a multimillionaire, sometimes, and you become that, you're just the brand head of the company. I don't know if that's still there. That hustle and bustle of starting a company is still there. I get, hey, you might spend long hours dealing with a bunch of other stuff, but sometimes this stuff is like the most important thing. Like, yeah, you're planning for 12 months out, but you might not last 12 months. I mean, they're not sold out of product. It's like, that's a scary thing too. It's like, you have to I mean, I know this is their cash flow probably right now. Whatever people pre-ordered and people bought it in New York Comic Con might have paid for the New York Comic Con booth, but you know, their cash flow is going to be negative for a while until they can get all this product out the door. But they have 12 new waves coming. I think it was already mentioned that the Christmas wave's coming soon. Like someone leaked or talked about that's going to be announced soon and stuff like that. And I don't know if that'll be like Rudolph or Elf or Christmas Vacation or whatever, but I think we're going to see one of those maybe. But will they be ready for Christmas? I mean, Christmas is literally a month away. Like, it is literally a little over a month away. Like, you haven't got out your product from New York Comic Con, and we don't. I wish also, I think they missed out. Like, we got out whatever amount of orders already out, but we still have X amount of orders still to fill. Like, that would have been really honest and transparent. Like, this.
I get that they don't want to.
But they don't want to share it because, I mean,
I don't think I would share that personally either if I were them. For multiple reasons.
We have no timeline. I have no timeline.
I think the biggest thing it's transparency. I mean, it really, with any company, it's transparency. I don't care if Brian's packing the boxes or not. You could delegate. Again, if they make this announcement a week ago before the 4 week, they knew that they told everybody 2 to 4 weeks. Like, that wasn't like just a made up. Like, I remember seeing it when I put the order in, because I was actually surprised. I'm like, wow, 2 to 4 weeks. Well, I'm still going to put an order in because I want to get this Skeletor, and I'm excited to get it. But yeah, it was a little bit like, wow, 2 to 4 weeks is kind of a long time for something that's dropping.
It wasn't here.
People are buying this stuff this weekend. I assumed everything was in hand. I assumed.
When New York Comic Con, they said we have all these products
in
hand.
Yeah, at the end of the day, listen, stuff happens. We get it. I get it. Like, I get that stuff happens. You just got to be transparent. And that there's my qualm. That's the issue I have. I don't even have an issue with them selling stuff. If you're telling people 2 to 4 weeks, I don't necessarily have a problem them selling it. It should have been a pre-order if it wasn't in hand. Yes. I mean, because technically you are pre-ordering because you don't have it in hand. I assumed it was in hand when I made my purchase. So it does feel a little bit like, and I get not everybody's as easygoing as me. Other people are,
No, you're very easygoing, Vince.
I am. And I know. Listen, you could have just gave it to me next year. I probably would have just waited and been like, oh, cool. Look at this cool thing that's coming in. But, I get the outrage from everybody else. And again, I think if they said something last week, it's like, listen, they had these things happen that were out of their control. Should they have called it a pre-order at that point because it wasn't in hand or something like that? Yes, probably. But we're past that point now. If people want to cancel and make chargebacks and do stuff like that, unfortunately, that's part of the deal. I get that they were rushing probably. I think now it's no question. They were rushing to get to NYCC because they wanted to make a big splash. Could have been a miscalculation on their part now because of all the stuff. It's going to cost them you know, thousands, at least thousands of dollars if they're refunding shipping and that, because I know what the because even at $15 for shipping for the size boxes, they weren't making a killing on the shipping to begin with, and then they were doing flat rate shipping, and I know a lot of people put in multiple orders, like they weren't going to make any money on shipping, I don't think anyway, and to have to refund that, like that's a huge thing, and I appreciate that part of it. Again, it wouldn't have been necessary. Like a person like me, and again, I understand I'm weird, but I wouldn't have even needed that if I would have just got a message last week that said, "Hey, guys, sorry, you know, all these things happen. You know, we're a small startup. Okay, yeah, things happen. I can understand, but you just had to say something, and unfortunately, it didn't happen.
Yeah,
shouldn't have waited this long.
That's the biggest thing to me is like they weren't communicating it.
Yeah, oh, I agree with you. No, and I know
like
you reached out to them multiple times.
And telling people, yeah, it's coming. Like that's their response. Yes, it's coming. Don't worry, we're doing our best. Like okay, but like put something out. And they didn't even post this to their. Notice it's not on their blog or on their main social media as well. They like
I was looking at Instagram because I don't have all this other fancy social media stuff, and you know I didn't see that until late.
So if you don't catch it today, you won't see it. Now every news outlet we know has put out something, but it's just kind of weird. Like, that should have been a blog on their like site. But I think also they're worried because they're doing this other con this weekend. They're going to be posting a bunch, I'm sure, from that and all these kind of things. So it'll just be interesting. I hope they communicate. Hope they do better. You know, I wish them the best, and I just was trying to help them out. Really just saying, hey, you guys can do better and people need to be heard, because I'm seeing this as a negative. Like I'm in it myself, but I'm seeing all these other people, and I've seen this before, and I've seen it go very bad for companies. I've seen it in our collecting community before. It goes very bad for companies, and then people start really hating on these companies, and won't ever tell anyone to buy anything from
them. On top of that, Liz, you know, obviously you put the video out today, but with that being said, like you have reached out multiple times with not really good responses, especially prior to like last week. Up to last week, you were getting no responses from anybody. I think you finally got something back last week. Like you've been saying something almost since day one with the shipping. They never got back with you. And I think you were being very patient. You finally put that video out today, you know, and yes, finally something happened today, but like it's not like you didn't give them a chance to it wasn't like, you know what, I'm going to say something today because it's the 4-week mark. You have been saying something to them for a long time. So just as a little, you know, backstory. I mean, I know we've said it on PFO, but you know, you had said it a couple times, or at least reached out to them to make it right or figure things out, and you know, kind of
I'm waiting for all my comments to come in. I'm waiting for all my comment picks to come in. They'll personally check them and make sure they're comments. So.
I definitely, you're getting comments now.
Probably broken comments. Maybe.
So we got a lot of great comments here in the chat that I want to start working our way through. So Raiku78 says, off-topic question, but do you think PPG needs to revert the changes they made, because it has driven me away and many others from their site?
What do you mean by that? You know, that's
layout or the
layout. I kind of like more, to be honest with you.
Are you talking about the layout, or are you just talking about the simple fact that they charge money? Because
I think
the site
to discuss that
is actually much better. I mean, I have no problem paying the $30 a year. I really think it's definitely worth it. So
I think for some people it won't make sense, but yeah, for me it was
getting rid of the ads. Decision. Any day of the week, get rid of those ads, especially on a mobile device. Please.
I mean, and again, we use it all the time. You know, we use it all the time. So like, it was a no-brainer for me just to get rid of the ads.
So this was a big topic we covered 2 months ago when they rolled this out. We had the CEO of PPG on here and everything, and you know, he answered questions for us. I did a video on it and everything. So they're using the money as seed money, you know, to put more into their overall database and everything. It's really not that much money. But if it's bothering you that, you know, you don't want to pay the few dollars, you're not going to have access to certain features. I think at the end of the day, like, there's a lot of things that need to be revamped. I will say this. I don't know how you guys feel. Joanna and I have noticed that several pops at least that ones we've scanned, we have noticed things are like kind of leveling out. It seems like stuff is finally getting price adjusted to where it should be. Still a lot of stuff out of whack, but we have found several things that we're like, all right, that makes sense.
John, I feel like I listen, and I'm not endorsed by them. I don't get anything. I pay my money for that. Like, and what do I care? I don't care. I mean, I do care if they're around or if they're not, but I have no stake in the business. I don't own any part of it. So my commentary is completely unbiased. I honestly feel like the pricing has gotten a lot better. I feel like things are more accurate. I don't want to say it's not perfect because it can't be perfect. Unfortunately, guys, you cannot have a perfect system with something like that.
Too many items.
No, because you can have a PPG of 30, but then you can have like 45 things sitting on eBay right now at $25 and none of them sell. So is it really worth 30 at that point? No, but how are they going to adjust the price? You can't adjust the price for something that hasn't sold for lower yet. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to do your due diligence. I think it's a nice little snapshot that we can all kind of just say, hey, this is kind of where something is coming in at. But again, it's always what we've all three of us have always said this. It's just a guide that can kind of get you close. And every collectible is that way. Like I told the story before, I used to collect hockey cards back in the day. I used to buy my Beckett for $2.99 every single month. I paid more than what I was paying for more than what I'm paying for PPG now. But I spent the $3 for the magazine. Guess what? 30 days, I'm looking at the same numbers on a piece of paper. It probably wasn't the most accurate, but it was a guide that kind of got me somewhere. And really, that's all that it is. And I think that
and it's a very
good job for what it is.
It's a valuable guide. I mean, we all use it, whether you're a collector, a content creator, a small business, whatnot seller, like mystery box creator, like everybody uses it. You go to like any flea market or Comic-Con, what is everybody using to scan and check the values of pops? They're using HobbyDB.
It's a good quick little check.
And so I understand, like, if people have left, like they knew that was going to happen. They knew that when they were going to charge a price, that a percentage of people were going to be like, hey, I'm out. I'm not going to do this. But then I understand you want to see your top 10, but if you were able to see your top 10, and if that's what you primarily use it for, then that's kind of like a waste on their end because they're losing potential revenue. Like, I know you're upset because you can't see your top 10, but they have to take something away that they provide value to you in order to get you to pay a couple bucks. Because if you could still have everything on the site that you particularly use, and I think most people use Top Price Guide to see their top 10 pops, like, what moved up, what moved down. I love checking it all the time too. It's fun to see, especially what's gone up, right? And everybody likes to know, like, hey, what's the biggest grails in your collection? What's the most valuable stuff that you have? The top 10 is where it's at. And I think they realized that. So them putting it behind a paywall, if at the end of the day, that's what's going to help them grow, and that's what's going to help them make the database better for the whole community. And once again, just like what Vince said, I'm not sponsored by them. They didn't give us a dime for any.
Didn't even give you a shout out with anything. Do you know what I'm saying, John?
Nothing, and that's
free membership, whatever.
No, we not even a free membership.
We paid the membership just like everybody else. So I
and let me just say one last thing on that topic, real quick. Unfortunately, in today's world, that is the new business model. Like, how many apps are on my phone right now that were free that I absolutely loved? Like, you could do all this stuff with, and then eventually you got to pay for it. And then I probably delete the app most of the time. But the apps that I do use, like on a daily basis, I pony up the whatever it's going to have to be because I understand. Like, I have a computer program at work that I used to use for free. It's $300 a year now. But guess what? I use it for my business every single day. I have to pay for it. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not trying to skirt around and get it for free. Like, it's a value to me. It's just like, listen, you guys are channel members. Some of you are channel members because you enjoy what we put out. You become a channel member because you're supporting somebody that's giving you maybe a little bit of entertainment back. If that's, that's kind of, you could kind of look at it the same way. If you're getting value out of something, I think it's okay to pay for something. If you hated the app, you always hated the app, you never thought it worked that good, why would you pay the money? I totally get that, not to use the money. But if you found value in it, There's a reason you found that value in it.
Yeah,
and you just got to be honest with that.
If something is free for a while and then all of a sudden they start charging, I think ultimately there's just going to be a lot of vocal people who are very upset. And
I get that.
Bruce actually brought up a great point. He said all you have to do is look at your price values from highest to lowest, and boom, you got your top 10. So you can still get your top 10 technically for free. You just don't have access to the pretty little
just screenshot it
menu. Yeah, the screenshot. So
Yeah.
I get why you're upset, but at the same time,
I do too. I do understand that.
Like you can't. There's also a lot of people who have been complaining about how inaccurate Pop Price Guide is, how a lot of the values haven't been updated in years, like myself included. Like we found pops when doing some of our videos that hadn't been updated in years. There's people that have to go in there and manually input. It's not some sort of algorithm. It's not AI. People have to manually input data points of prices from various different marketplaces to give us a general average of what a pop is most likely worth. That doesn't just happen by some computer system. So I think ponying up a few dollars a month, if you're buying a Funko Pop for anywhere from 15 to 20 bucks, like that's retail for most Funko Pops, like yeah, technically you're just buying one less Funko Pop every 3 months, but isn't it worth it for the betterment of the entire community? Like I think it is. If you don't see it that way, I get it, but Bruce actually just gave you a hack to where you can still use it for free and get your top 10. So
one thing I don't like about the PPG, I think they're doing more now. It's a love kind of hate thing. Of course, it makes sense for like brand new Funko Pops to put like whatever the retail price is, right? Yeah. But for like chases, they're putting the retail price as well too, and like soda chases and stuff like that. Yeah. And sometimes they don't remove them, and then people have bought stuff, or no one actually posts, like they don't post sales of things. So it shows a chase worth $15, or there's a $15 in there, and then someone buys it for $60, and then it skews it. So I think once someone posts something in there, it should just automatically remove that. I don't know if it needs to be in there for chases and things like that at the beginning. I get it for a retail pop, but it's kind of hard, I think, for that chase factor. Like, how often do we see a chase out of the gate for retail? Like, someone's going to buy it for retail, but
That'd
you're not
cool though, right?
You're not selling
it for retail, but you're not going to pay retail.
Yeah,
most likely, unless it's like blind or something.
That's my weird thing. I will say the layout's kind of funky sometimes looking prices now, but you could switch layouts, by the way. If you didn't know, there's a toggle button. So if you want to switch back to the other layout, you can do that easily if you like the old style layout. So you can toggle back. So
I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit cleaner.
Sometimes they don't show sometimes they show the price, but they don't show, like, you know, when there's a con and a regular sticker and it shows.
Yeah,
like,
you got to click into it. Yeah. I've noticed that.
I like when it just shows it right away, because typically I know the con's going to be the higher prices, but it's so back and forth because some I see it on, some I don't. Some show one, show another. So I don't know. I've
noticed today, like it seemed like it was a little. I'd seen them both in there today, and I feel like the autographs are not in there as much anymore. Maybe that's just the way the app's set up. I don't know, but I don't know. I've liked it, and I feel like I'm getting my values worth, my couple bucks a month.
I think it's more than worth it.
Yeah, I feel good about it.
Plus, here's the thing too: if it goes away tomorrow, what are we going to use to value our items off of?
We all got to do this manually by going on eBay, checking the latest sales.
Yeah,
like, and if you think going to pain in the butt.
A website and paying $5 a month is hard, try trying to agree with somebody while you go to eBay and they go to whatnot, and then you go to Macari, and then the other person goes to Facebook Marketplace, and then the other person goes to all these other places that sell pops. Like, good luck trying to find a consistent price. So
and
the fact that we have a guide, it makes the buying and selling on a secondary market, like how Funko runs, just so much smoother.
You have a starting point. You have a little bit of, and you know, there's hundreds of people that collect Funko that have no idea still about price guide and that all the time at conventions and stuff like that. They're like, oh, what are you scanning to check the price on?
I get that question all the time still.
So I would say it's all, I always tell people, even when I do it and show it to them for the first time, I say it's a starting price. Like, it's a good idea to get it, but okay, it's a 2013 pop in mint condition. Is it still worth only 150 what the PPG value is, or if someone wants it in that near mint condition, it might be worth 180 to them because no one has it in that condition. Everyone else has like beat up. You never see a good one on the market, that kind of thing too. So that's something like it's always what someone's willing to pay, what someone's willing to pay in the condition, because you could say whatever you want the price can be, just like we always see on eBay, some ridiculous prices for stuff. Until someone actually buys it, you don't know.
Yeah. I do want to shout out two very generous people. So our first super chat of the night comes from Forbidden Collectibles. He throws up $2 for the kids. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And then Steven, Down Under Collecting, he says, love the shirt for Toys for Tots. This is the official Toys for Tots shirt, by the way, guys. Here's a little bit that I can give, not much, but happy that it goes to a great cause. No,
Appreciate you, Steven.
Thank you so much. Every dollar counts. Every super chat that we get tonight, we will be adding on to our Toys for Tots, donation total. Last night, I'm very proud to report that we raised $1,500 during our live stream last night, just based on the items that we sold on Encore. I know Professor Josh picked up a few things, so thank you for that. And just appreciate you guys getting the ball rolling. It takes a little bit of the pressure off rolling into the weekend with $1,500 already in the bag. So. Anyway, so that was the PPG stuff. I wanted to touch on Black Friday. So the Black Friday sale that we just had on Funko's website, did you guys notice that it is gone?
I did notice
they said it was limited time, early access. So they said that when they posted it, they said it would be limited time, early access for fan rewards. And then probably that week of, I bet it'll go live again.
Yeah, I just found it strange because like even the advertising, like the drop down menus, like all the Black Friday marketing is gone. And I just found it very strange that they did it this way, because a lot of companies, like once they announced their Black Friday stuff was happening, it's just going to continue and it's just going to get better. So I don't know why they wouldn't at least just have like a Black Friday banner saying like, hey, this is when the sales are going to start up again, because a lot of people are confused. And it is kind of confusing because if you go to some of the coolers, for instance, some of the soda coolers are still like on a baby sale. They're not as good as the sale that we just
like
had.
60, 70.
It's also really confusing what they did with the Winnie the Pooh situation. Obviously, we know that the Winnie the Pooh did not come with the 5,000 piece count sticker. We don't know if it was actually 5,000 pieces or not. I would venture to say it's probably not. It was probably just a regular Funko Shop exclusive where they jumped the gun and they said it was 5,000 pieces. But I kind of like, similar to how Josh was feeling about Thrilljoy, I was kind of upset, and I'm still a little upset that Funko really hasn't come out and said anything to address this issue, because there was two things that happened. And I know some people brought it up earlier in the chat. Some people were saying that they spent the 150 because the Winnie the Pooh was advertised as 5,000 pieces, and they might not have bought $150 worth of stuff if it wasn't a 5,000 piece count pop. That's number one. And then number two is some people spent $150 with the Winnie the Pooh still being advertised on Funko's website, and they didn't get that promo at all. So there's a lot of
customers. You think they went through 5,000 of them?
No,
I don't.
100% no.
I don't.
Like, I wondered.
You know, with that being said, listen, I got a question.
Cute, but I agree with Vince. I don't think 5,000 people.
No, I definitely no. I
mean, I bet a lot of people put in $150 orders, though. I bet a lot of retailers put in $150.
Oh yeah, like for
comic
sure.
Book shops and everything like that, for how good a deals all the stuff was. I mean, you scoop it up and then put it in your shop and put it in your booth.
I got a question on Winnie the Pooh, because now, like, sometimes, listen, with all the leaks and stuff like that, I don't know what actually come. Did Funko post? Did we see a post from Funko, or did it show a picture of the 5,000 piece on their website, or did we get this from somebody else?
It showed. So it was both. So
okay, because I wasn't trying to like defend. I honestly didn't know.
No, that was a great question. So
because I remember seeing it, but I couldn't remember where I saw it at.
They did not post on their social media, as far as I know, about the Winnie the Pooh. However, if you went to their website and you clicked on the picture of Winnie the Pooh, it took you to a glam shot that had the 5,000 piece count sticker, and also in the description of the promo details when you were at the checkout page, it also said LE.
That's awful. I mean, I mean, we kind of said that before. You know, and unfortunately, and I said this a couple weeks back or whatever, I feel like these were gonna, even if it was a 5,000 piece, I felt like these were gonna come up for sale at some point.
Well, it gets even worse because apparently it is for sale over on Funko Europe's website.
Like I said, and you know, stuff like this doesn't even. I'm at the point with companies in general, and it's not just Funko, but like, I don't know, you just, and you know, maybe this is part of the problem. You just can't really. It's like the left never knows what the right is doing, and
it's still there. It's still on their website. You can find it. I find a lot of the stuff that's sold out on the website. It might not show up on the website, but if you Google search, it'll still go to the page. If you look on this, it does say 5,000 pieces on the sticker here.
Oh my gosh, guys. Funko,
and it says 5,000 pieces in here.
Yeah,
it says the item no longer available.
So because of this,
app to find it on the second market.
So because of this, it could actually very well be a 5,000 piece pop. It's just the fact that like if Funko doesn't put it on the sticker, no one's gonna take it for face value.
No.
And it's a shame too, because let's say it did come with the 5,000 piece sticker. It was in fact 5,000 pieces. I don't think it's unreasonable for somebody to be like, hey, I bought this, you know, I got it free with my $150. I don't think it's unreasonable to see it sell on the aftermarket for 25 to 30 bucks.
No, and you know what, John? I mean, that's it right there. What you just said is exactly it. There are listen, I put an order in for 150. I mean, I probably would have anyway. I thought the sale was really good. Like there was stuff that I wanted to get, like, but it made sense for me to maybe add an extra cooler in, even though I haven't even opened the coolers I had yet. I got an extra peanuts cooler, and I'm like, you know, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get a $15 pop. Now, I would keep this anyway, and I'm going to keep it regardless. I love this thing regardless because we collect all of the Winnie the Pooh. But let's say Winnie the Pooh is not in your wheelhouse. You know what I mean? It's not in your collection, but you're like, hey, I'm going to get this for free. I can sell this thing at least for $25 to somebody that wants a 5,000 piece Winnie the Pooh. And maybe you still can, even if it's not limited. But like, you're buying it with the intention that it's a limited piece. And especially since the other thing that bothers me, and I'll go back to this again, this is why you cannot restock Funko Shop exclusives. Seeing that they have restocked other Funko Shop exclusives, why would they not restock? Why would I be confident that they're not going to restock Winnie the Pooh either at some point? Do you know what I mean? Because and I hate to be one of those people because I always hate when people say stuff like that, but it's the truth now. Unfortunately, you can't even trust that. At least the Funko Shop stuff used to be on the site. Once it was gone, like it was gone, and you never had to think about it again. Now that they're saying whatever sells is going to be restocking, like it's just unfortunately, yeah, I don't like the whole scenario. Is just horrible. In my opinion.
Dumb because you always want like, okay, so Funko is so big that they have their products, with all these other partners, right? Target, Walmart, all these other small retailers, right? Mom and pop shops, comic book stores, whatever. You should always have, even though you've already exported your product out to all these other partners and other people, right? You should always make that your home is still a desirable place to go for customers. That being the Funko Shop, Funko.com. Funko doesn't have stores with the exception of their, the headquarters in Everett and then Funko Hollywood. Outside of that, there's no physical location. So their go-to bread and butter should always be funkoshop.com, right? However, Funko.com, the Funko Shop. So, however, with people going there, like you should always try to drive traffic there every time you drop something. So if you drop something popular, you get people to go there. Like, don't restock it, because just say like, hey, this is how many units we have. It is what it is, because that creates hype, that creates excitement, that creates the need for people to actually stop whatever they're doing at whatever time of the day it is on whatever day of the week and jump on their laptop, go on their phone, go on their tablet, and be like, no, I have to go to Funko Shop, or I have to go to the Funko's website right now, otherwise I'm going to miss this and I need it. And that way too, what Funko also I feel like has forgotten about is when people are going for a specific drop, they might also buy other things in the process to either get free shipping, or I think they should do more promos like the Winnie the Pooh. Like, yes, encourage people to spend more, but give them something in return as a little freebie, so it justifies in our head as the customer, like, hey, if I just, I want to buy these three things that, let's say I'm at $90, but if I spend that extra 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever it is, and I get this free item as well, it justifies that purchase and in turn makes Funko more money. So, I mean, and we are not smart people. I mean, we are like average run-of-the-mill guys right here, and I don't understand why
we're not
like
smart at all.
super
We're running the
smart,
mill.
you know, business savvy people at Funko. I mean, they made the company as big as it is. So why can't they find ways to just fine tune these little things? And Black Friday sales are a big deal. Like that's why I'm so confused. And I have a little insight as to what I think is going to happen with their sales, which I'll tell you guys in a minute. But yeah, I mean, don't you guys think that they should have this stuff figured out by now?
I mean, I think one of the things with this is, I wonder, has anyone tried to contact support about this and ask for a new sticker? That's one thing they did used to mail out when they screwed up with stickers. They actually mail out stickers. I think was it the She-Ra bag that didn't come with a numbered sticker or something like that? The She-Ra bag, I think they forgot stickers on some of them, or the ones in Europe they didn't have the stickers on, but the States
there was
they
something
did.
weird,
and
I remember something like that.
Yeah, so I think, you know, when even Entertainment Earth randomly sent me stickers for something that was supposed to have a sticker on it, and I got it in the mail, and I was like, oh, they just sent it to everyone that got ordered. They didn't even look up, like, they didn't even ask, you know, you didn't have to contact support or anything. They just sent out the stickers. I could see them sending out 5,000 stickers. I mean, really, you're going to pay for the cost of a stamp. You're going to send it out. Whoever bought boxes, you just send out a sticker to, or whoever contacts support. Another example was, you remember the web ones from Disney?
Yes. Yeah, I did.
So you had to contact support to get the sticker. I see plenty
to get the Disney
still,
sticker,
but,
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a special like Disney Parks web exclusive sticker though, and the only way you could get it is by contacting them because it was only a Disneyland exclusive. So they sent it. They were no problem. They sent it and said, it'll take a couple weeks, but it'll get to you, and it come in an envelope, and you know, you just slap it on your thing. So I could see them doing that too as well. I mean, I haven't heard anyone try
it's
to
a 5,000 piece.
Okay, no support yet, no message yet. Okay, so sometimes it usually takes just a few days. They're pretty good about
usually their support's always been responsive, and maybe they're trying to get what they're supposed to tell people, because maybe you know, they know they have a little bit of an issue. Maybe they pulled it down because there was the issue. I don't know.
The weird thing is, the only thing they might do too is they'll send out a sticker, or sometimes they'll just say, "Oh, we'll refund that cost of that." I mean, technically, it says on their site it's $15. Its value is $15.
True.
So
yeah, they could do that. Yeah,
they could also do that for people. But I mean, truthfully, the first time I added stuff to my cart, I didn't know that was a thing, the $150 thing, until I added stuff to my cart, and I was like, "Oh, I get a bonus pop." All right.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. And that's why I think Funko did a terrible job marketing it. Like, why was there no mention of that on their Instagram? Like, that should have been in their story for the entirety of the sale. Like, tell people. Like, if you're offering something for free, tell people. Like, people, like, how many people were in your position, Josh, that just like put stuff in their cart and then all of a sudden they just see something pop up and they're like, oh, cool. Like, nice. This is awesome.
I mean, I went in there early on that sell morning because I was like, oh, I see like soda. I mean, the deal on soda coolers and stuff like that alone. I was like, I'm just going to add. And all I did is the first batch, I only added sodas because I didn't want other things to ship with the sodas. So the first batch was just sodas. And I was like, oh, okay, I get a free pop with that. All right, cool.
So Brian says he thinks the only person that works in Funko support is named Jeff. He's the only one that ever responds. It could be just the 7 people that are in Funko customer service. There actually is no Jeff. That's just the person they always sign off as. Like, so everybody.
I mean, Jeff might be really good. He might
or
be
Jeff might just be one person who's really good. Yeah.
I've always really, I mean, again, not endorsed, not paid, not whatever. I've always had good.
You just jinx yourself.
I know, right? You know what though? Listen, with that being said, I'll be honest, I forget a lot of times to reach out.
You don't contact them.
No, Josh, you know what? Okay. Now that you're saying that, you're 1,000% correct.
My drop, my NFT Funko Pops are crunched. I'm okay with it.
No, it's fine. You know, it's not that crunched.
Yeah, I'll buff them out later.
Josh, you're actually right, because believe it or not, I think one of my mystery boxes I was supposed to get at one point, we got I think I only got like a pop instead of like my 4-pop mystery box. And it was like I don't know what it was, but I'm just like, you know what? I forgot about it. It's fine. I'm a perfect customer because I've got very poor memory and I forgive very easily. And I come back for more. I'm just
Pedro brings up a good point. He says, in my opinion, everyone is on cruise control. Holiday season happens every year. That's also a very good point. I feel like as soon as Halloween is over, people are already like checked out. They're like, Christmas is right around the corner. Like Thanksgiving is the warm up, and then Christmas and New Year's. And I feel like you are correct, Monster Pete. Like it creeps up earlier and earlier. That's why I would tell everybody, whoever I was working with, right? I'd be like, if you want to get something done, you got to do it like before Halloween. After Halloween hits, like you're not going to get anything pushed through. Don't expect to get, trainings or extra money or any sort of bonuses. It's not happening. So, Kez Pop and Collectibles, we have not spoke about the NFTs yet, but we are going to briefly talk about that in the next few minutes. So stick around. The next thing that I wanted to mention really quick, just in regards to the Black Friday sale, it kind of ties into something else that I think I'm going to try to do a short video breaking down because it's a lot of numbers and it can get very confusing. But Funko, because they are a publicly traded company, they are obligated to report their earnings to their shareholders every single quarter. So their Q3 stats came out, and it was actually kind of funny because somebody was being salty on one of my videos. We've been getting a couple trolls. It's good. It's good to see the trolls are still unionized and in full force. But somebody came over to one of our videos and said that Funko was dying, and I was like, "Oh, cool! Like, why is that?" And they said that it was actually a very intellectual answer. They said Funko is dying. I just read all their Q3 reports, and I was like, "Oh wow, this person is really, really in the weeds and following up on Funko very closely." So it then prompted me to then go read their Q3 sales report, and Funko is actually reporting higher sales than last year around this time, believe it or not, which I thought was pretty crazy. And they're actually in a very good position moving into Q4 thanks to big things like Pop Yourself and Bitty Pops were mentioned as two things that have done very well for Funko this year. And they said they also are doing better profit-wise because they found a way to reduce some of their costs compared to last year. They've moved manufacturing to Vietnam and stuff like that. But another nugget of information that kind of ties into Black Friday is they mentioned in this article over on Toy Book that they are planning a big Black Friday promotion starting on Friday, November 22nd. So just to give you guys a heads up, I noticed that, and when I saw the Black Friday sales marketing disappear from Funko's website, I, like several other people in our group chats, were wondering, when are the Black Friday sales actually going to come back? So it looks like, according to this article that was partially interviewing the CEO of Funko in conjunction with their sales numbers, the Black Friday sale will start again next Friday, the 22nd, and it will also run through Cyber Monday. So it's going to be about a week and a half.
Yeah.
So
I think a lot of companies are doing that now. They're doing the full week of Black Friday deals. Some companies are doing the full month of Black Friday now.
But hopefully with this new wave, hopefully we get another cool promo, or they should do honestly, if Funko was smart and they plan this out a couple months in advance, wouldn't it be cool if every single day of the Black Friday sales, and they could do the same thing, holiday sales around Christmas time, right? You do every single day, you spend $100, you get this pop. The next day, you spend $100, you get this cool soda. You make it individual promos to where you don't know, and they could announce it the morning of, hey, today if you spend $100, you're gonna get.
They used to do fun things like that.
They should bring it back. Even it could be something as simple as hey, first 10,000 people that spend $80, you're gonna get this cool, I don't know, Freddy dressed up as a turkey T-shirt or something. There could be some really. There could be some really interesting things that they could do that would be fun and would get people going to their website every day. And if somebody goes, hey, I don't want to do, I don't really care about this Spider-Man promo, but I'm going to spend the $100 and then sell it. And then that's going to help the aftermarket, because there's going to be other people that are going to be like, I don't have $100 to spend right now, or there's nothing that interests me too much on the Funko Shop, and I'm a Spider-Man collector, and I'm just going to go over to, eBay, whatnot, Mercari, whatever, and I'm going to spend $20-25 to buy that Spider-Man from somebody who spent enough to get the gift with purchase. So
I miss the fun holiday drops.
I was gonna say the same
I
thing,
miss
Josh.
those. Like those were fun. The 12 days of Funko drops or whatever kind of thing they had going on for Christmas and stuff. Hopefully they bring something like that back because that was a lot of fun. I don't like the big box bundle order, how that went. The one year they did that, at least.
You didn't
But
like
I
the
like the
Frankenberry
individual
back in the
drops.
day?
I have still 2 of those sealed
I
in
know.
my, but I got them on sale, like when they were 50% off.
Man, you
or
still
something
got those
like that.
sealed?
I got them sealed in my
Damn.
storage unit.
Josh has
So,
got like a museum of sealed items. Some of the
some
stuff.
weird stuff in there. Like
That's
if
awesome.
when I dig through, I'll have to find some stuff. But yeah, I had 2 of the like the whatever 12 days of Christmas bundles that
Yeah.
came with. Didn't it come with Frankenberry and like
There's
the
Frankenberry in
pendant?
there. I remember like an Overwatch pop or something.
Yeah,
Some
it was a
real
weird mix.
random.
wasn't it like
random
Huckleberry Hound with a hat?
Yeah.
Christmas hat?
Yes, yeah, I remember that one. There was
It's
some
such a
weird
weird
stuff back
mix.
in the day.
Dave,
hoping
wouldn't that be awesome? Freddie as a turkey T-shirt. I think.
How about the Freddy 3-liter as a Black Friday
Oh my God!
deal?
Yes. Where is that? Well,
Wouldn't that be fun?
Speaking of 3 liters, did anybody in the chat pick up a Maui 3 liter? I think it's kind of weird that like when they're dropping stuff now, they're just like automatically discounting at 10%, like they did with the Stranger Things on the
Yeah, I'm
second
not
day.
opening
I
any
mean,
more
I got
3-liters.
50% off almost. That's what
Well,
I
you
got.
got them from Big Bad, right?
And Big Bad was cheaper than what Funko was selling them for, which is even what a
Super
weird setup.
I thought that was almost like a dumb part on Big Bad. I think that they dropped them before, they should have.
I said the same thing. Why would they?
But maybe they knew they were going to drop on the Funko Shop, so they wanted to get them out there before the Funko Shop dropped or something.
That was just
yeah, but sell them for 40. I said the same thing in our video. Like, why didn't they take advantage of us and sell them for
50? And
sell them for retail or higher.
But
and I'm not trying to give anybody ideas, but
but I thought it was weird on their part.
If you're the only company offering that product before it's even been released by the retailer, as in Funko, like they could have charged whatever they want, and a couple people would have bought one just to say they had it first.
Yeah, but
oh yeah, and I mean at
good for them.
22, I think they were.
Yeah,
and there was like flat rate of like $4 shipping or some crazy
shipping was
low
good too.
shipping on that site. So I think it was just very, very strange. I remember seeing stock somewhere of how many Mauis were loaded on the site, and it was less than 1,000 on the Funko site, which I thought was weird. So I'm wondering if other people still have. I wonder if it was kind of a screw up, kind of like the peanut cooler, but without the actual peanut soda that went out and stuff. Like a weird screw up by like, oh, we got these. Does anyone want to buy them? And they discounted them down, and then they realized, oh, we haven't even dropped this yet.
Yeah.
We got this out.
Oh my God. If Big Bad gets the Freddy 3-liter, they're gonna have so many people flocking to their website, especially if they put it up for $20, half retail too.
I don't even know. Did they even promote it? That it were just popped up on like the feed?
No, it was in that one fuzzy picture of an interview. Like it was just sitting in the background.
No, but like the Mauis, did Big Bad promote they had them, or did people just? I saw people post about them, and I went and grabbed them. But
I think people just
they are sold out. I was just checking that.
Yeah. Oh, they sold out pretty quick that
week. Did they?
Before.
I never even looked again.
I went back I was going to grab a couple more, and because like they're going to sell on the Funko Shop especially when they're going to drop them on there. I'm like, they're going to be almost regular price.
Yeah. Yeah, the Biddy sodas. It's crazy how they kind of canceled the Biddy sodas when the Biddy Pops apparently are doing so well. So you would think maybe they'll bring the Biddy sodas out because the Biddies are doing really well for them. So who knows? But Evelyn also brings up a good point. The Freddy as Palace Guard is a Europe only Funko Shop item.
I mean, I like that. I like when they do really stuff like that for Funko Europe. I think I have no problem when they do like specialty stuff for like Funko Europe versus US, and US does it and doesn't do Funko Europe. I think that's fine because that drives different markets and sells things. I never have a problem with that as long as they don't go on super clearance or they just show up here on our site. I think at one time, I forget which one showed up, It was like for sale on the site after it was like supposed to be a Funko Europe only thing, and then Funko.com had it for sale afterwards. I was like, why do we have it? Like, why is it only $15 on our site? People had to pay to get it shipped from Europe from a friend that was over there that could pick it up for you and stuff, and it just shows up on the Funko shop. I think that's when it's bad.
Yeah.
Funko Rewinds. You know what? They just came out with a whole load of them. I saw them at Hot Topic, actually, a bunch of them. But I heard, didn't they change the name? Didn't they have to get rid of like the Blockbuster part of it or something like that? I think finally.
I don't know. I'm not up on my Funko Rewind.
I don't know. I have a couple when I got one of those sales. I have them sitting, I think, somewhere.
We still have some. I'm looking at some right now.
I like a couple of them out of the box. I think one, they never were limited. I think that's a downfall.
Yeah.
Two, I just didn't like how a lot of them looked. There was only a few I liked how they looked. It just
I think we can all say the same.
Sodas, please.
Well, moving into the next thing I wanted to mention, before we talk about the Beetlejuice drop, which I was pretty shocked over, we have some insight into the next couple NFT drops for December. And I'm actually really excited for the Festival of Fun holiday drop.
I am also looking forward. I hope it's not just Freddy's and Franny's in the Festival of Fun.
I think
because they've done some cool stuff over the years with like we put there was an ornament one and it was part of that Christmas bundle one year, and I can't remember his name. It's got a fun name. I can't remember what it was. But I put it in my Christmas tree every year. I love that thing.
I know who you're talking about. And also those weird, you remember the weird spastic plastic holiday one? The guy smoking like a cigar. And
stuff. The snowman smoking the cigar, right?
Yeah.
I love that one too.
They need to do more original characters, or take some of the spastic plastic characters and the original characters that they dropped in the past and just make fresh ones. Like have them, in different outfits or,
It says Freddy though. What does it say? Freddy's Winter. What is it?
It says Freddy's Winter Railway. So it's going to be like a holiday train kind of thing.
Looking Freddy.
If it is a holiday train, that would
actually
cool.
That's kind of cool.
If you have to get like if Freddy's in the engine and Franny's in the next car and Proto's in the caboose and they do like a couple other characters and you have to like connect them all, that would be actually kind of cool.
Actually, I kind of like that idea. That's actually a pretty good idea. I'm looking forward to that one.
I think I might be able to save some money in December by not getting some. I'm not excited about either one of these lines right now.
I'm excited for the Festival of Fun.
It just depends on what it is. I think if it's like Freddy as an elf or Freddy, Franny as
if it's a train, I think that's actually a cool idea because it makes you almost need to collect all of them. You know what I mean?
The train pieces, yeah.
I think that's cool. I think that's fun. It's different.
Well, if they put Freddy in the engine, that would be smart because everyone would need the engine of the train. Because even if you only got the engine, you could display that by itself. But if you have like other train cars, you might as well get the front of the train. It's like
don't make the front of the train the Grail because then that'll
they should make it the Grail.
You need the front. I don't want to have just the back.
But can you imagine how much hype that would be if the front was only 999 pieces and the rest were like 1900?
They will make me angry if they do that.
I would be exciting. I'd be down for that.
Sometimes when it makes me angry, though, it's like that's actually the fun part. So.
That's actually the fun part. Yeah, exactly.
You guys can make me. They can make me angry. That's fine.
So I think it's funny that Susan mentioned the Adorbs and the vinyls and stuff like that. Actually, I should go pull out a box I just got in from Fugitive. They had one of their sales like whatnot's going on, and I grabbed some stuff.
I actually grabbed
really limited piece ones, some like super limited like Dorbs and stuff like that. I decided to pick up from them because I was like, I like these, and I love how limited they are and stuff like that, and they're cheap. So I would say that's one thing. Hunt for stuff like that, like wacky wobblers and Dorbs and vinyls. If you like them, go after them while they're cheap.
Yeah, I got a Dorbs Riot. It wasn't super cheap, but it was the one that I've been missing and trying to pick up for years now.
The Cereal Monster ones and all the cool cars and stuff.
Okay, well, you just ruined it. That's what I was missing. But
those are amazing. They're like super hard to find. There's like the Frankenmobile, and they're awesome.
Yeah,
The other
we just
ones
picked
are
up the last one we needed. We got that whole set of the
that's cool.
cereal monsters.
So Steven brings up a great point. I also agree with him. I don't think there's a lot of people who are fired up for It's Sunny in Philadelphia.
I love the show. The Pops, I have no interest in whatsoever.
That's
But I
not
did
good.
love the show. I love It's Always
I
Sunny.
mean, sadly, I watched a little bit of it, but I never watched a lot of it. So
I loved it. It was so weird.
I don't know if
crazy.
I'll even buy packs for it. Like I might see the aftermarket and see how it goes. If
People
I want to grab
Pops,
anything,
I am not interested in, and I don't like even when I get any of the stuff like that. Like I'm just not into Seinfeld. I'm not into Friends. I'm not into
they have a lot of character
for
stuff.
Pops.
Though. Like in Sunny
I
in
like the Friends.
Philadelphia, don't they have like weird character stuff though? Like
There's some
yeah.
Oh,
Like
there's
where
some
they're
crazy
dressed up
stuff.
as stuff. So I could see them doing some of that kind of thing, not just the people ones. But this line, I know John admitted he was wrong on this line.
Oh, I was so wrong.
What did you think on this? What were your? I don't remember what your thoughts were.
I said I didn't think it was gonna sell out just because I thought
you
they
didn't.
missed the boat on the movie and they missed the boat on Halloween, and I was wrong. So
I thought this was gonna sell out. I did not think it was gonna sell out in 15 minutes because I didn't get one. Bree wanted these really bad, and they I couldn't get it on my phone because I had to, it's a long story. Usually I'm able to get these on at drop day. This is the one time I could not do it, and by the time I got home, like completely sold out. And that did surprise me. There wasn't a lot of packs. That's why I thought for sure they'd sell out because this was a very small release. But man, 15 minutes,
so it didn't
crazy.
surprise me it sold out actually because it was actually the perfect number of I think packs. What surprised me was how little the packs went for on the after. People were selling them right away, less than retail. And right now, you can go on Nifty Blocks or Atomic Hub, and I'm looking at standard packs for $878. Even though they sold out,
I could still get these. Then is what you're telling me.
People bought them, I think, try to get so they can get wax or USD to buy other things. Like I think people just bought them to get, like they didn't want to open packs. They're just buying them to try to sell the packs, but you're not going to flip the packs crazy right now, which I don't know. I just thought it was weird. It was the weirdest thing where I felt like I could go back and get more packs, and I probably got them cheaper than what I actually paid for on the actual drop.
Yeah,
but
that doesn't happen very often.
And it sold out, and it wasn't a high number. But I think also, if you look at it, it's really only there's 3 redeemables or 4, but 3 that you can pull, and that was it. So the Grail, I don't think it's a hot one.
No,
the 2 once you pull them, you're kind of like, okay, I got the 2, and then I think a lot of people, to me, I think the hottest thing on this market will end up being that Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
that Freddy is Beetlejuice.
Yeah, the Freddy is definitely.
Well, it's because the original one is like $8,000.
Yeah, there's 2 of them out there. There's a 1 in 96 and a 1 in 24.
It's either 12 or
12 or something.
For the glow one.
There's
yeah, it's
2
pretty
of them out there.
It's pretty limited.
Yeah. I mean, it's insane, but I think if you want to get packs and have fun with these still, don't worry, you can go get them on the aftermarket for
and right now I was just checking real quick. Right now, if you bought no packs right now, if you didn't buy any packs as of yet, and you needed to buy every card for if you want to get this royalty, to buy everything right now is $63. $63 for that Freddy. I feel like that's a good price. I feel like down the road this is $100 Freddy probably.
And there's not even 721 people completed. Yeah. So I think
because probably because there's so many packs still sealed up.
I think at the end there might be only 1,000 of these, maybe 1,200 of these completed.
And it's a good Freddy. Like this, I don't know. This might be at $63. I might just, because I don't really care about. I just don't collect Beetlejuice. I thought this was a good drop. I like the Grail, and I like the 2 the legendaries, but it wasn't like a huge thing for me, even though Bray wanted to get the packs. But I'd probably buy everything for the royalty and call it a day.
If you don't like the gamble of this thing, you can get all the redeemable cards for less than $200 right now.
Yeah, everything.
Like really close to it. It might be a little over because I think 27 or so for the 2 right now, and it's under 100 for the Magician's Assistant right now.
Yeah, Adam right now is like 27. Barbara's 27, and yeah, Magician's Assistant's at the Grail, so it's 97 right now. And there's probably not that many on the market. I bet you.
I think it looks better than this one.
Actually, 766 have already been pulled, so that's it. I'm actually surprised that many have already been pulled.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I agree with you, Josh. I think the new one actually looks better than the original. So the original one came out in 2012, I think, San Diego Comic-Con, and
one of those OGs
has an estimate. It was 96 pieces, estimated value of about $4,500. The other one is a 12 piece for the Glow, estimated value of $8,800. So I think
that's low.
Grabbing this one for $63 is a nice grab.
Yeah.
So on top of that, we got a weird post. I'll see if I can find it here, of like a bunch of potential upcoming themes for NFTs. I felt like someone just kind of smashed together a bunch of random IPs and said, oh yeah, this is what could be coming for next year. Like nothing is confirmed. So I think there's a couple that make sense. Obviously, like we're getting a new Superman movie. So I would just be surprised though if we saw a whole NFT set just surrounding Superman. April Fools we're probably going to get. Marvel surprised me because we still have yet to get Marvel NFTs. So
listen, I'm looking at the Thundercats logo down there. Give me some Thundercats, my friend. We've got a pretty small listen. I know I'm only talking to probably like 5 people right now, but there's only like, other than the 2 very expensive ones, there's only like 5 or 6 Thundercat pops. So it's an easy set to complete for the most part, even though it got a little bit expensive. Yeah. I'm down for that. Like bring on those Thundercats.
There's a lot of characters they could still make in form.
Oh, there's a ton. There is a ton of Thundercats that they have not, like they went crazy with Motu, and God love them. I'm glad that they did that. There are so many Thundercats that can still be put out. Like again,
Supernatural though.
I know there's Supernatural. Marvel is going to be fun. Like I hope some of these are real.
Great line. Like I think we're going to see more in Rick and Morty. That's probably easy.
I am sure we will.
I don't know if that. I'll be curious how these, like Elf, they did a series 1, so it's a series 2. But Marvel is going to be a tough one for them. It's going to be a drop only if they do that one. I think
drop has come a long way. I think that people now, you see where the prices are at, Josh, too, because I know you pay attention as much as I do. Most of the stuff is cheaper on. There's just, you could find deals and stuff on drop now, and people are selling more. I think that now it's a lot different than we were when we had the first Disney one. I think that the drop marketplace in general is a lot different space than it was, like I said, than before. So I think they'll do better. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I think also one of the things that will be interesting is they're switching up some stuff coming up in December. So I think that'll confuse people for a while. So hopefully they don't do a drop exclusive for a while, because I think till they get that all straightened out, like how the wallet's going to work now and stuff, how they're switching some vendors for storing the wallet and everything. And I think it'll confuse some people for a little while. But I think, April Fools, I need to see again. Okay. Retro Toys, I'm not really surprised to see something like that again. Disneyland, is it an anniversary for something for Disneyland? Like, I feel like it has to be an anniversary.
What's their 65th? Maybe we're at the 70th now?
Maybe. I think those kind of things. I think these are a lot of good. Harry Potter, they'll do again. They did Series 1. It was very successful, Series 1, too. That one made a lot of money. Yeah. A lot of those aftermarkets on all of those are super high. So I'll be curious if, some of these. But I think I love this because it's a good mix. Like there is, like I feel like sometimes I go after a couple of the drops just to go after a couple. So I might go hardcore on. Like I went hardcore on Stranger Things, and I'll put out some more videos coming up. My hunt for Murray Grail shorts that I've started the series on. I recorded some of the other ones. So, doing stuff like that. I think the fun thing for me is sometimes I'll just go in and buy a couple packs just to buy a couple packs. Like I love the ability to do that later on and just be able to open it up and like, let's try to go for a grail or go for a couple more epics to finish the set and stuff like that.
So how about this? I think Vince, you technically called it because you said you were like, bring on the villains, and we got the villains. I think Josh said the same thing too. I'm just excited because
it needs to be the villains.
No Freddy, and we're getting a Franny, which is like best case scenario for me.
I know that.
Franny.
That's our first, right?
Yeah, first one.
First licensed Franny.
Franny is Poison Ivy.
I got mixed feelings about some of these. I can't wait to see the other ones kind of almost in hand, how these like little moments kind of are in the box. But I think they'll work out because it's just kind of like using the background as part of in the box, I'm guessing.
Yeah, instead of having that piece of paper in there, you're gonna have the whole.
I mean, that's how the other ones gonna look too. Yeah, hopefully, I think these will do pretty well. I forget how big of how many packs are in this one. That's the true tell. Like this is a pretty big pack number one. I feel.
I would imagine, especially with this amount of redeemables. Yeah, I would imagine.
I don't know if it'll sell out or not.
With the Joker being the Grail, and I feel like that's going to be the most expensive one out of this. I like that they did the Joker and not Two-Face again. I mean, I think that was probably smart.
19,000 standards and 17,000 premium. That's going to be a hard sell.
It might not sell out. I mean, because I don't feel like I like these, and I think they're good. I don't know how. Sometimes they just feel different. These don't feel like. Listen, I think it's like I think that they're good, unique, all that stuff, but they don't feel like the Dark Knight was. It felt different. You know what I mean? Like it felt like people were gonna that was gonna be expensive. These don't seem the same level as that for whatever reason. I don't know why I'm saying that but yeah, I don't know if it's 100% a sellout or not, but I think this is fun. I like it. We'll probably do a video on this one.
I think a lot of people are going after Franny. I don't know. I feel like a lot more people going after DC this year than compared to like Marvel, for instance. So we do have the Robert Pattinson sequel coming out. That's where the Riddler is from right there. So I don't know. I'm excited for Franny. I really only need Franny from this set. I don't really have any desire to get the other ones, even though I think they're cool. I'm just trying to get the Franny because I love Poison Ivy, so it's an easy one for me, and I'm trying to be Franny complete. So,
can I tell you one thing I think they need to fix though on this? Get rid of that background on the
artwork.
That looks awful.
That looks so bad, actually.
That looks, it's gonna, if it's gonna be like this, drop. Are you listening, people? Are you listening here? Cut the character. You have the character. Just use the character.
Yeah, use the character
background because
you really can't display it in the box then.
Yeah, and you're an NFT. You want to display it in the box. I'm sorry, most people are displaying their NFTs in the box, but every one of these has it, and it takes up half the box. Like it doesn't look good. At least that glam shot.
Well, it just blocks the figure inside of the box.
I don't think you need that. I don't feel like you need the background. You just have the pop, and the background's just already in there, part of it.
100% agree with that.
Yeah, Pipsqueak. A lot of people are loving the Penguin show. I have not had a chance to see it, but I've heard nothing but good things. But ironically, no Penguin in this set. So
I will say a good choice is Two-Face as the Ultra. I think that'll help them as well too, because people will be happy about pulling Two-Face. I think Two-Face is going to go more than I think the Riddler and maybe even Catwoman. I think for sure
more than Catwoman, because unfortunately, that doesn't. I mean, it doesn't really look like Catwoman. It's not super exciting.
You wouldn't know.
I like that
You
she
wouldn't
had
know
cats.
that she had cats. Professor Pig, though. That's the first Professor Pig we're getting.
Yeah, I like
first one.
that. Might be my.
That's
other
my
than
second
Joker,
favorite.
that might be my favorite.
He's an interesting dude. If you read up about him.
Yeah, I gotta look into his backstory. I don't remember off the top of my head.
He's into like modifying people's bodies and faces and stuff like that.
Love him.
Like he's really like crazy creepy dude. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep.
A lot of people should also. Last thing I had on my notes here for NFTs tonight was people should be getting their Funime NFTs in hand, which is
that's 7 boxes another day. Yeah,
pretty exciting. That
I'm waiting for my 10-inch still.
Yeah, the 10-inch Battle Mech Freddy looks so good. The glow, I've seen a couple people post pictures. It looks awesome.
All of them actually look really good in person. I will have to say, like from everything I've seen, like they look better than their glam shots. I think they did the details on them and things like that. I think even the ones people that weren't as hyped about, some of the like the I don't feel like people were that hyped about the redeemable, the royalty one. But
I felt like I don't know. That was one of my least favorite sets. I think overall, other than the 10-inch, I thought that was kind of cool. But I don't know. There was a couple good ones though. No, now that I'm thinking about it, there was a couple like the proto was super good.
Noodle.
Yeah, Freddy Noodles. I like the
proto was
the other ones I didn't love.
Yeah.
I think it was a fun, different set. It was very different. I think that's what I liked about it. And it didn't use IP, which was fun, but kind of played off of a little bit of IP, but didn't use IP. So it was kind of a fun set. I never saw it go for like crazy value, like any of the packs or anything like that. But we should be hopefully getting our Star Wars in very soon too, because that came a few drops before this one. So Star Wars I'm curious if they're still trying to figure out how to ship a bunch of 6-inch pops.
Yeah,
that's probably it. Yeah, I don't have any of those coming, so I don't
either.
But
you don't have any Star Wars? None? Both of you?
I didn't get any. No, I didn't even get one.
No, I got none. I didn't think they were that great. Different topic for tonight. We have another Jumbo Chan figure. And this actually went up today. I don't know if anybody, because you had to enter in for this one to be selected.
Yeah.
Or controversial note, you could have paid your Funko rewards points and got in automatically.
Somebody did send me that, and
a few people sent me that.
It was kind of whack.
I mean, I get it at the same time, but it is kind of shady. They're just trying to get you to burn your points.
I think I wasn't too bad about it because you're using your Funko rewards points for it. Like it wasn't like people paying money essentially for it. They were kind of but it is kind of I wonder if the last ones actually like had enough people where they filled up. I know the Gotcha Man didn't. I know they dropped about 50 of them on the Funko rewards, and they're all signed by Mike Becker actually. They dropped about 50 of them on through Funko rewards, so that one didn't sell. This one might though. There's a lot of Astro Boy fans, so
What's this limited to?
If this had a chase, this would sell.
Oh, it's just 1,200. Okay,
they're 1,200. Yeah, typically no.
These are so expensive. I don't know.
Chases, so I think if they put a chase with this one, they would have sold like crazy. I don't know. I'm curious.
Yeah, listen, I think they all look good. I think that they all look good. All the Chans have looked good. I really liked them all. I've seen a couple of them in person now. I saw the Voltron one in person. Looked fantastic. Yeah. Just nothing that it's probably not something I'd pick up for my collection, but I think that these are good. I think they're cool. I would
love a poster of the box art.
Yeah,
I would pay
Yeah.
$10 for that.
The box art is amazing. On
All of
these.
them have been.
I think that killed, like, you know what's been quiet though is our other friend,
Good.
I wonder why.
Hope it's Project Dead.
Project Dead.
Those were
Fred.
terrible. Don't bring those back. Don't bring back Project Fred. Stop it.
It's so weird that they did that and this.
This apparently was Mike Becker's baby, so I'm wondering if this is the last one.
Well, these are really good. The other one is kind of weird.
He was like pioneering and championing the Jumbo Chan figures.
Maybe we're going to see something like this from them.
I don't know. Well, I'm just saying I don't know if this is going to be the last one or if they're going to continue on with them. So I don't know. I don't think these are. I don't see a lot of people talking about them, so I don't know if they're selling. I also think this one in particular struggles. Like, unless you're like a hardcore fan, like if I was like walking into someone's collection room and they had this figure on display without the box nearby, I wouldn't know who that was. I'd be like, oh, who's that little boy in red boots? Like, who is that?
Well, you got to be an Astro Boy, like
you don't know.
I don't know Astro Boy.
Right?
Like,
me neither.
I knew that.
Me neither.
Like,
I only know him because I pulled one of the pops before, or several of the pops before. Other than the pops, I don't know anything. It's just not my realm of expertise.
Yeah,
I think it's that vintage style too. Like that, it fits so well with the collectible. Like this kind of makes sense, but still, I don't know how many people are forking out the $250. Right, $250, I think, for that.
Yeah, it's $250
now. So
yeah. This is what the Funime set looked like, Vince.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, like the two on the top right, I just thought they look too generic for me.
Okay, fair enough. Oh yeah,
But
it was this.
I'm not saying that they're bad. Like I'm just not really like anime-ish type of.
To be honest, I wasn't in love with this proto, and I'm gonna try to get it just to stay proto.
It looks good.
But I'm not like in love with it.
See, the proto was my favorite one out of this whole set.
With the little buildings beside them and everything, Kaiju proto.
You got to see. Have you seen it out of the box?
I have not. No, I have not.
Look at it out of the box and then you got to see it out of the box. The art in the box view like this does nothing for it.
Yeah. The other thing too is we had what was this one Freddy called? Like the Team Ranger Freddy or whatever it was called. There's Ultimate Freddy. What's the Freddy?
Fun something Freddy?
Fun Force Freddy.
Fun Force Freddy. He was the lowest one. You could get him.
I figured, are we going to get a Fun Force Proto and a Fun Forced Franny at some point?
I don't know.
Probably, right? To complete.
I mean, I think they were just all plays off of anime style characters. All of these are. So, I mean, yeah. I know you probably got the Noodles one, John. You had to.
Oh, yeah. No, we had to. Yeah, we have the Noodles one on the way.
I think the two Frannies are really good, though. They did a good job.
Have both Frannies. Got to figure out a way to get both Frannies. Yeah.
I think actually the metallic on the bottom one, the Freddy, that was the royalty metallic. It actually looks pretty good, the metallic on it and everything. I think it just all depends on what people like.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see your 10-inch though, Vince. I didn't get one of those.
That's so
good.
I got to find a way to get one of those.
I'm curious of how a 10-inch does on the market later as time goes on too.
I think it's going to do well because those things are going to get banged up and damaged, getting bounced around through the mail and such.
I don't even think I got shipping. Like I said earlier, I don't check anything. I don't think mine. I seen that people started getting them. I don't even think ours shipped yet.
Something's closing soon. Our next one closing should be
on the
Universal Monsters.
Yeah,
right?
It's next week, right?
December 4th, actually.
Oh no! You know what I'm thinking of? There's to redeem. There's something to redeem by next week, which I have to do because I got 7 of them, and I don't even remember. I remember that I have 7. I don't even know what I have 7 of. I don't even remember which one is closing next week.
Disney Afternoons closes.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, I better redeem those because I won't forget.
Universal Monsters. I will say on that one, if you're interested in either the Bride or the Mummy, I would suggest buying it now as a redemption before. It's $29.50 for the bride and $31 for the mummy. I
Is
think
Frankenstein still $150?
$60 to $80 pops, easy.
Is Frankenstein still around $150?
He's $140. Yeah, he's not too bad.
Okay, so he's dropped a little bit. I think I'm going to pick that one up.
I would, because once they do the redemption, those are all going to go up at least $30, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I've
been watching that for the last month or so now, and I think I'm ready to pull the trigger on that one.
The Freddy is one that there's only 8 epics to grab, so it's about an $80 Freddy almost, close to that to get to all the redemptions. So if you want,
and I got to double check. I think I already completed for that, but I got to double check that one.
Yeah.
I think we'll have brings up a great point. 100% correct. Just because I don't know who a character is doesn't mean it's not popular. That's very true. But if Funko is not putting out products at that high of a threshold for the vast majority of people, I think it's going to struggle. Because I just feel like I'm 30. I feel like I'm in a good spot right now where like I feel like I'm at the beginning of people with a lot of, I mean, not that I have a lot of disposable income, but other people my age, I feel like might be more successful. So like, the 30 to 55, I feel like is the demographic where they should be looking at for this style figure. So I think they should look for more popular characters. I could be wrong, but
I think Astro Boy started in the 60s, John. So
Astro Boy is just before your time. This is
it's 80s and 60s. Like there was something later in the 2000s, but it's before
like think even Voltron. That Voltron's not your wheelhouse either, but I think it's
no. But that's kind of my point. I feel like they're losing a lot of maybe like a different demographic because But if they're going after that older demographic for these figures, I get it, but I don't think it's worth.
But there's a lot of like this is you're not into a lot of anime either, so this is almost that feeds the Japanese culture, and you're like the mechs and the robots and Godzilla and like all that kind of stuff feeds a lot of these pieces. And I think
you know what it is too. I think that higher price point, they're going to the market with people typically a little bit older, have the disposable income. They're actually like probably hitting right in the sweet spot of people that, if you're going to make 1,100 pieces at $200 and whatever dollars a piece, it's probably you want to be marketing to the people that were born in the 60s, 70s, and maybe 80s. Because it's just kind of the way it goes.
Yeah, those people they don't have kids in the house or they have grandkids already. So like they're.
I was born in the 70s, Jen. I don't have grandkids.
But you know what I mean. Oh,
you just offended quite literally almost every person down to the last person in the chat.
You know what?
A couple.
Okay, well, you're a few years out. That was the first thing I said.
Few years out from being a grandpa?
From having your kids out of the house. Not from being a grandpa. No,
few years? You think these kids are going to leave in a few years? I won't be able to get rid of them for at least 10 or 15.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to stop talking. Cool.
Oh, my gosh. We had to end the show like
you can only hope, Vince. You can get rid of them faster. You can only
hope. They're smart and talented. They're going to get picked up for scholarships and stuff.
They're not as... No, this is recorded. They are beautiful children that I love very much. They're fantastic. I love teenagers. Wish I could have had more teenagers.
Or longer.
Or longer is right.
Anyway, they're going to be with you forever. No Jumbotron figures for you.
No, I won't have disposable income until 2055, probably. Yeah. As I sit behind my wall of disposable income.
Well, that's why you make content. It's a write-off.
Yeah, there we go.
It's all a write-off. But I guess I'll try to somewhat segue into a big event that you guys can come out. I did a great job talking for the last few minutes. If you want to hear me talk for 23 hours or so and insult whatever decade you were born in, we have a big event.
He's a master at it. He's a master at that.
You can do it for your kids, your grandkids.
He can insult them all, guys. Just come on over, and he will lay it down for you.
There we go. But Saturday, you guys aren't doing anything, starting at noon, I will have these two gentlemen making appearances as well. We have our big Toys for Tots charity show over on Whatnot. I am actually very happy to report that we've gotten so much support. We have over 1,200 items that were donated. On top of that, we are currently sitting at 739 bookmarks for the stream, which is just
that's
incredible.
crazy.
I was hoping to get like 400 or 500. So the fact that we're 700 and maybe we'll even be at like 800 bookmarks before we get to the actual show starting.
John, I did a show every week for the last year, and I didn't get 700 bookmarks combined on all of them. So that is fantastic.
That's a lie.
No, it's actually not a lie, as a matter of fact. But no, you know, it's I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. I am a little bit worried. 1,200 items sounds absolutely scary to me because I think we had like 300 items, and we went like 7 hours.
So we have a
little bit worried with the 1,200.
So we have a couple. We're brainstorming ideas, but we do have one backup plan as of right now because unfortunately there were some boxes that got delivered yesterday and today that didn't make the cut. So we already have a little stockpile for next year, and thankfully we do have a large garage. We have a pretty big space in the house. So Joanna's like looking at me, questioning my decisions here.
I just wanted to make sure your plan was approved.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm just letting everybody know.
I'm just making it up as we go. Let's see what he has. Let's see what comes out of his mouth next.
Even though Joanna really wants to move again, she says we've lived here for way too long. She wants to experience moving to another state. Very stressful experience.
I'm sure.
Once again, I do not want to move anymore, and we are going to stay in this house. I can guarantee at least until next year's Toys for Tots. So the items that didn't make the show, they're going to be rolled into next year. Any items, we are going to cut off the stream if it's like 10 a.m. Sunday morning, 11 a.m. And if stuff is only going for $1 or so, like we don't want to waste the good items.
No, I get what you're saying. There's only so much that people can donate before it starts to get to a point where you're going to be doing it again, you know, and
yeah. We're just going to hold everything and start making a 2025 stockpile. We've had people actually reach out and say they weren't able to send a box in time just because they were busy for whatever reason. And we actually told them, we were like, look, just hold it, you know, send it to us in a couple months or send it to us in the summer. We can add it to our stockpile then. Yeah. So if you're in that boat, I appreciate you guys being candid with us and just saying like, hey, work is crazy, life is crazy, family's crazy. I don't have time to send anything. And honestly, we have so much stuff. I mean, we got in a huge box on Tuesday from $7 a pop with some crazy items. Like they said they were going to send over 1 or 2 things. They did not send over 1 or 2 things. They sent over like $1,500, if not more, worth of value alone. So we're super grateful to them. We squeaked in. We got a box from Top Pops in a couple days ago. He sent over some great stuff. So go check out the store. We have already loaded up over 800 items. I still have plenty more items to get loaded up tomorrow. We have people arriving in the morning to come help us out and stay with us for the weekend. It's going to be crazy. We will be having different creators and different people from the community coming on every couple minutes throughout the stream. So it's going to be wild. So Dave, yes, you and a couple other people have made this recommendation to us. We will be doing that for a lot of items. Anything that's like, we're thinking like $20 or less. It's going to be a 30-second auction. It's going to be pretty quick. But we do have a lot of high-value items. Like we have some really expensive grails, some big autographs, you know, some chases, some higher-end NFTs, some big Freddies and such. Like those I am going to run a little bit longer because if we have the opportunity to make some money off of something that's really valuable or rare, I want to do it. You know, I do think that there will be a lot of deals to be had. So if you have your eye on something, come on over, request it. We are taking requests. We're not going to be just like running it in some random order. We will be running it in the order that you guys request. But the thing is, though, try to be at the stream starting at noon because that's when the pucks and the T-shirts will go live. And we don't have that many T-shirts. We didn't order that many just because our budget right now is really tough, you know, really tight. And we're donating, like we paid the money for the T-shirts, and then like whatever the T-shirts raise is going to Toys for Tots. And we just didn't have a lot of extra money in October when we had to order the T-shirts. So there's not that many. There's not that many sizes. We're gonna throw up what we have, and we're keeping one for ourselves. Hopefully everybody was okay with that, and then yeah, that'll be that. So that's my little spiel. I appreciate you guys letting me promote that and talk about that. The first 10 minutes on Saturday will likely be we won't be auctioning anything yet. We'll just run through the pucks, a lot of whatnot, general Q&A, because I know there's some people who are coming over to the stream. It's their first time ever on whatnot. And then we'll be explaining how the shirts are going to drop and everything. So the first 10 to 15 minutes will be just answering questions, going over basic whatnot policies, just reminding everybody that we are a family-friendly channel. Please, no cursing, no inappropriateness in the chat. Like, you guys in here, you all know it. You all know what we're all about. No price bashing, anything like that. So, yes, I wish, Steven, I wish I could send you the signed Ashley Eckstein pop for $10. That one has quite a few pre-bids already. I was pretty shocked.
I could imagine. It's
a beautiful piece. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to message us or just come over to the stream on Saturday and ask away. Moderators, this is the last thing I'll say for tonight. Anybody who is a regular moderator of our show, please do not feel obligated to stay the entire length of the auction. If you have to go to bed, if you have to go to work, if you have to go do life, go do it. You guys do a tremendous job answering questions, and we will need help in the chat on Saturday. But if you have other things to do, please do not feel like you have to stay up. There were a couple people last year who made it the entire 14 hours. I know I was dead for 3 days afterwards, so I can imagine you guys were just as tired. And we will be going longer this year. I don't know how long it's going to go. We just have to see. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We already raised $1,500. Our goal is $10K, so we only have to raise $8,500 more to meet our goal. I would love to beat last year's $20K, but we're sticking to just trying to beat 10. I think 10 is an achievable goal. So.
I say 10K by midnight.
10K by midnight. Oh,
man. I almost guarantee you that.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great day.
I think so. I agree.
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. But I will turn the floor over to you guys. You guys heard me talk enough. But Vince, what do you have coming up in the next few days?
Okay, well, in about 6 hours, I'll be on the road to Indiana. If
oh my God.
Maybe I'll see some of you guys down there this weekend. Yeah, so we got a road trip, so we will be on the road. We will join for the auction at some point on Saturday. We are auctioning off a couple items. If you guys watched your little short reel that we put out today, we got a couple items we're going to do for the charity as well. And then we're going to hang out as much as we can in between soccer this weekend. And we did a video tonight for Sunday. We got nothing filmed for next week. And I'm a little bit worried. First time in the last 3 years, I can say I do not have a mystery box in this house right now, which I can't believe.
Wow.
Because I know that I've ordered some. I can't believe that nothing else has shown up yet. So I got to wait for stuff to come in. I don't even know what's going to be on the horizon as far as mystery boxes. But at a minimum, we're hoping to do a little pop hunt maybe this weekend as well. So that might be something for next week. But we should have some fun stuff. Forget about that, though. Make sure you guys join Toys for Tots on Saturday and Sunday. And it might roll to Monday. You never know how these animals work over here. We might be rolling into Monday as well, but Saturday and Sunday should be fantastic. Looking forward to it.
I do have to shout out Vince. I don't know if you remember this, but I won the top hit in your charity.
I do remember that.
Yes. So I found it. Oh my God. It took me an hour to dig through all the bins and buckets that we have over here. But I found it, and as promised, it is loaded up into our show. It is the Deep Spacesuit Iron Man. It actually already has some pre-bids. So it will be starting off at $1.
It's an amazing pop.
The trend, because I already have this pop, and I wanted to, since I won it, from your charity show, I felt like it was only appropriate to roll it into our charity show.
Yeah,
so
totally.
It's a super cool Iron Man pop, 2013, in amazing condition. So that one, just wanted to let you know. I was worried that I wasn't going to find it because everything is a mess over here. But
I can imagine.
Actually, it might even be my personal one. Who knows? I don't even know. It's chaos. It's chaos. If I find yours, then I'll just replace mine. It is what it is. But Josh, what do you got going on?
So we should have some videos coming out, of course, with some good stuff. We got some mystery boxes, we got some mail call, we got some designer toy stuff to unbox, all kind of good stuff. But I'll be doing the con finale on Whatnot tomorrow. So if you want to join me for 7:00 p.m. Eastern, so I think me and then I think Mason's like at 8 and Top Pops is at like 9 or something like that. I'm mainly just
That's a
I
nice
have
plan.
a lot of vaulted and exclusive stuff that I'm gonna have up. I'm gonna be showing off stuff. I'm gonna have a lot of it and buy it now. I'll auction off some stuff. I'll be doing some giveaways. But really it's for you to see a lot of the things. Like sometimes I know it's hard to look through like a buy it now, you know, and you have 100 things in there and try to. So I actually just kind of want to hang out and kind of show off a lot of stuff. So even if you don't have the money that night to buy it and people don't buy it, it'll still be in my shop. That's a great thing about it. So, you know, go spend your money on Toys for Tots and all that kind of stuff. But I wanted to do the con finale thing this week. I know John did last night with the encore, and it worked out really well for you guys to raise some extra dollars early. So I'm glad that can work out. And I think, you know, that's what we're all about, community. We all do charity shows throughout the whole year. So we're one of the few groups that do it throughout the whole year in different kind of things, and I think that's really neat because I know other people, you know, focus on one thing a year, and it's their big thing, and it might be a group. But we really try to do. We all have different kind of passions of what we're kind of, you know, supporting and going after. So we appreciate everyone that comes out, that bids, that hangs out, that just goes and bookmark. Like, go bookmark our auctions. You don't know how much that helps out in that Whatnot algorithm. It's a funky algorithm. I can tell you that right now. So if you go bookmark all of our shows on there, even if you guys don't show up, even if you guys can't buy anything, if you go and click that bookmark, all whatever 90 to 100 and some people that have Whatnot that are in here that are hanging out, I think it makes such a difference as well too. So we all appreciate that. I think John's going to be well overwhelmed with Saturday, and the expectations are going to go way beyond his thing. And I'm really glad you guys got in the house and have the space you do with the garage to get this set up and get organized and get everything. I'm jealous of like having it all there at your house and not have to go drive to a storage unit and trying to move things around and fix things. Like that's where I was packing, like prepping all our stuff for our auctions, like our charity auction that over in the storage unit. Then I had to bring stuff over and get it set up and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I think it's amazing to see that happen. And it's amazing what you guys get to go buy a ton of toys. That's always fun as well too. So
yeah,
it's do a really good job.
It's crazy. Like we have done this. This is our 4th year doing this, and we've already had the Toys for Tots people call. We already had the Lego store call us because we've gone to this. You know, we're friends with the Lego employees that we go to the same store every year. They've already called us. They're asking us like, "Hey, what day are you guys coming?" And we're like, "We haven't even like made the money yet. We haven't even sold or done the auction yet." Like, we appreciate you guys. Like, they're that confident, or they just, I don't know, they're looking for the tax write-off, or I don't know, or the publicity, or you know, it's. I will say this though, here in 2024, after the year that we just had, with all the chaos of the moves, I mean, there was a lot of uncertainty. Actually, Josh and Vince know a lot of behind the scenes that we have not made public for just personal reasons. Like, there was a lot of stuff that happened to Joanna and I. Thankfully, we're most of the way through it. We still have some issues that we're working through. Nothing wrong with me and Joanna, just outside forces. But the amount of people that we just got super lucky, like, you know, right time, right place, and coming into contact with, and being able to buy our first house and be where we are and have the space and have the channel and the community that we have, like, it kind of feels like we were like supposed to be here, and now to be able to be in the position we're in to give back hopefully to more families than ever this Christmas. And the other thing too about Toys for Tots, which a lot of people don't know about, is they don't just take all the money and the items that you donate and just give it to the families at Christmas. They actually distribute all the items throughout the year. So like they help families at certain times of the year, like back to school is a big time for them. Obviously Christmas is another big time. In the springtime, they do another refresh of distributing supplies and toys and clothes and backpacks and everything. So it's a really cool organization. And I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, we love toys. You know, toys change lives. And we're going to change some lives with everything that we raise on Saturday. So please, if you're new to Whatnot, use the link, sign up, get your $15. Use that $15 to come buy something for $50, and then you can get something cool for your collection for $35. And we got $50 that goes to the charity and everything. If you have coupons through our awards program, use your $10 coupon to buy a $20 item. So that way $10 goes to the charity and you get something cool. Like, there's lots of ways to save money. You'll get a good deal on something for the most part. Just come on over, hang out in the chat, support. There's a lot of great people coming on. Top Pops is going to be our first guest, and it's just going to get better and better from there with all the people coming on. So Chris brought up a good point. Joanna, would you like to say anything?
No.
Before we get off here? Anything about the charity or anything about this weekend?
Anything that John did wrong today that you would like to air over these airways right now, I would be happy to hear.
Did wrong. I don't think you did anything wrong today.
Soon as we are not live, I'm going to hear 15 things that John did wrong. I already know that this is going to happen. But you know what? You have a very good wife that is not willing to call you out in front of all these people. She'll just call you out in front of me and Josh when we end the stream.
That's fine.
You found the right one.
That's marriage, right?
The only thing I want to say is I hope you guys show up, stick to your budgets, but oh God. Oh, that's so unflattering. I hope you guys show up, stick to your budgets, but if you have a couple extra pennies, definitely donate. We're trying to reach 10,000. My family just got here. We're trying to reach 10,000. We're at 1,500 already, so thank you guys so much. And have fun and buy some coffee for yourselves so you guys can stay awake.
Great. And also, to piggyback on that, this event would not be happening without Joanna. She has put in so many, work hours behind the scenes. She's been coordinating with people on top of organizing everything back here and just, making sure that this event goes on with as few issues as possible. We know there's going to be shipping issues. We know there's going to be, people canceling orders or, trying to do stuff. Unfortunately, last year, this is actually a big thing you guys didn't know about last year. Last year, somebody actually spent $2,600 and then requested cancellation an hour after the stream ended. Joanna and I had gone to bed. We woke up and that person had requested cancellation on all of their items. And we were super upset. And thankfully, obviously it didn't go through and we still had the money for last year's donation and everything.
It didn't go through, but it went on our account. And I had to fight it and it was not removed from our account. And this year, I don't care. I'll take the hit. I am not accepting any cancellations because we have 850 items. That's not even including the sodas. If you want to cancel, then you can credit Whatnot and I'll take the 1-star review.
There we go.
I knew Joanna had something to say.
Yeah, no, it's
valid though.
It's been rough with the cancellations and the ratings. And that's why for those of you guys who do come over and make the transaction seamless and give us the 5-star reviews and have a pleasant experience, we truly appreciate that. We strive for making it the best possible experience for everybody because we truly appreciate each and every single one of you guys. So that was Joanna's mic drop. That's going to do it for me. Do you guys have anything else you'd like to add before we sign off?
No, I'm good.
Click on the link. Go pre-bid on something. Go do it now.
Do it now.
Find something to pre-bid. I don't care.
There's a lot of good stuff.
Bid $1 on something. You might win it. You might not. But go over there and do it. Let's make it happen.
And I appreciate you guys supporting. So that's going to do it, guys. As always, don't stop shooting until you score. And we'll see you Saturday.
My new sign out.